I think when it comes to Yom Kippur, right, we're all KiPs. That's why it's called Yom Kippur. It's a day of KiPs. Everybody can look all macho, I'm so frum. But at the end of the day, a person doesn't sin unless he has a ruach shtus, that something comes over him and he acts like a shaita, and he sins against Hashem. And yet it says, Ein tzadik ba'aretz sheyasa tov v'lo yechta, so everybody has to deal with sin. So even if we're very healthy and frum, but the bottom line is that we are in pain that causes us to sin, and the pain comes from being in Godless for thousands of years, and trying to keep the fight, try to keep everything going, even though the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed many thousands of years ago. And Godless is hard. Godless is hard. So we have this one day where Hashem says, it's a day for KiPs. It's a day that I take my children and I forgive them, and I understand them, and I cleanse them. Hashem purifies us. It's a very holy day, and it's a day for us to try to be all the Jew that we can be. That's what we're trying to do. And even though we know that we can't keep it going the whole year as we should, right? We can relate to that. And that's the way we have to understand it. The same way that each of us, Lev Yedei Maras Nafshay, every person knows that he's not what he would like to be. So we can understand that kids who are the next generation, and more Galus, and Shvacha Dairis, Shvacha Neshamas, they say, who knows, but that's what they say. We can understand that they're even more, so it's a bigger Ruach Shtus. We have a Ruach Shtus. Some people look at the kid, what's the matter with you? How could you? Whoa, you don't have a Ruach Shtus? So your Ruach Shtus, you could understand, but your kids, you can't. So if we could be a shaita for this big, they could be a shaita for that big. But it's a time that we understand that we're all suffering from the same confusion. If the Beis HaMikdash would be here, there would be no sin, and there would be no confusion, and there would be no abuse, and there wouldn't be any trauma. Right? Somebody said that in the time of the Beis HaMikdash, if a kid would smoke a cigarette on Shabbos, he would be chayav misa. Right? So somebody answered, in the time of the Beis HaMikdash, kids wouldn't be abused and traumatized. There would be no rape and no molestation and no all of the pain, that kids wouldn't be in pain. And we know today our kids are suffering because of pain, not because of sichliistic problems. If there wouldn't be any pain, there wouldn't be any problems that we have today. So we have to double our efforts to realize that on this day we could really understand a little bit what our kids are going through. More ruach shtus. We could be a shaita, they could be a bigger shaita. Confusion, so much confusion, and teenagers or young adults, any age, people can get, because of their pain, so confused. It really can allow us to appreciate their side of the story, because all of a sudden we sound very much like them. Like, Tati, I shouldn't have done it. What do you mean you shouldn't have done it? You didn't know what you were doing? Yeah, I technically knew what I was doing, right? All the parents would tell that to the kids, and the kids and they're like, what do you mean? You took the car keys? Well, you didn't know it said 65 miles an hour when you went to 165? You thought there was a 1? You didn't know all of that. And all of a sudden we put on the clothing, of the KiP. And we say, Tati, please look the other way. We also made mistakes, and there were things that we didn't do correctly. And Tati could say, well, you didn't know that it said, I saw a big billboard. Which word from thou shalt not didn't you understand? And he was pretty clear. Thou shalt not, right? Wasn't clear enough for you? And yet, how much we know that we shouldn't talk Lashon Hara, and the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed, and sinas chinam, and fighting, and we do it again and again and again and again. So that we do understand. Right? Our own sins and our own level of sin against God, we understand, we're comfortable with. Yenim, somebody else's sin, ooh, that's crazy. What does the t-shirt say? Right? Don't look down at me because I sin differently than you do. Right? So our sins we're comfortable with, but it comes on this day. We realize we're all KiPs. We're all saying, Hashem, if you could bring us home, and you can give us the ahava, we could live at home by the Beis HaMikdash, we wouldn't have this behavior. Right? We don't deserve it. Kerachim av abanim, like you parents. If the Eibishter would have rachmanis, right? We beg him, Kein terachem Hashem aleinu, bring us home, even though we don't deserve it. And you'll see, we'll be good. Everybody wants to be good. I went with MBD a group of people, and we went to Otisville to sing, made a kumzitz, a concert, a shtickle for the inmates who were there. It happens to be that we went to Naseres Yimei Tshuva. And we went there and we saw these guys, and they were all wearing a certain color uniform. It's not called a uniform. What's it called? Jumpsuit. Right? And then there was another guy, a very Haimish guy, Nebuch, he was wearing a different color jumpsuit. And we said, why is he wearing this other color? They said, because he's awaiting the judgment. They already did the court case. And while he's waiting for what's it called? Sentencing, right? While he's waiting for sentencing, he has to wear that jumpsuit. And then we really had a pachad, because now in this time, this is really, we should all put on that, we're all waiting sentencing. We should put on that jumpsuit to realize that, we don't know. So we have a lot to daven for ourselves, for our children, for our families. But you parents can go in there and mamish, you can do so much good for Klal Yisrael by saying, Kerachim av abanim, mida keneged mida, kein terachem Hashem aleinu. Like the Ber Maim Chaim, he had a tefillah because his son was off the derech, and he said, Hashem, if I can do it, you can do it. And you parents are remarkable. It's like a group of incredibly heroic people who are doing mamish everything times 10, stopping at nothing, bending over backwards to do whatever we can for our children. When other families are told, lock them out, cut them off, delete, and you guys are mamish all in. And it's so impressive and it's so humbling to be involved with you guys. So easy for me to talk, but you have to do it. And it's unbelievable on the chat 24/7 basically, what's going on over here with parents who are mamish, serious nefesh. Hashem should look at what you're doing and should have rachmanis on your kids and your family, on all of the TP family, hundreds and hundreds of people, and on all the kids in Klal Yisrael, and all the families in Klal Yisrael. Kerachim av abanim kein terachem Hashem aleinu. We should get out of this mess once and for all. And you'll see when Mashiach comes, it's going to be so clear. And all the people that are looking at you like, well, you have to do so much. Ad kan, right? It'll be so clear, the heroes that you are. Your mamash going to be in the front row. There's no shaila, no question. And Amir Hashem, when you're in the front row, your kids are going to be on your shoulders. You might even be on their shoulders. And we're going to see everything differently. We'll see how these were tired, precious neshamas that were hurt. And we'll see, look at the chat, kids who are, someone just, why would this kid, after all he went through, go Shabbos Friday night to dress up nicely in a suit and go for a Friday night meal? Why? Why? If I went through, I can't imagine a 100th, 1,000th of what he went through. Would I be interested in Friday night meals? You live with these neshamas long enough, you'll see there's nothing like them. Because these neshamas prove that you cannot extinguish a neshama. They just don't stop. These kids could be out for a few years and all of a sudden they pop up and they're just interested and they'll do something and they'll try something. I have no doubt that what they're doing for Hashem, it's a carbon. They're giving Hashem some kind of a sacrifice that we can never do. In their matziv, to do the things that they want tefillin, one few minutes of Shabbos, just shows that they are showing that a chelik elikam yimal does not get extinguished no matter what. And that even if they're gone, if they're not severed, they mamish prove it to us over and over and over again, that they're good, that they're yummy, that they're delicious, that they're be'etzem, really, really good, and they didn't turn to become bad, right? Even after all the pain they went through. Mashiach comes, it's going to be a whole different ballgame. We're going to see Olam Hafuch, we're going to see with different eyes how these were neshamas, nothing wrong with them. These are beautiful neshamas, the best and the brightest of Klal Yisrael that were sent into the blata, into the sewer, to accomplish something. The kavod shemayim that they accomplish of kids off the derech, the kavod shemayim that they do. Even the ones still off the derech, but the once in a while they do stuff and they bring out a kavod shemayim which we can never do. We don't have their strength. And the ones who come back, imagine, we know b'makam shebal tshuva oimed ein tzadik yachal lamed. So we know that there are balei tshuva among us that are angels, and nobody can get there. And then we have kids, but they're not going to be balei tshuva. And Hashem, for some reason, picks them, that they go off and they have to want it. And the ones that came back are all balei tshuva, are all b'makom shebal tshuva oimed in tzaddik yachal lamed. All did tshuva me'ahava, out of love. They're not doing it out of fear, right? And all the Averis become mitzvahs. And every time they put on tefillin, it's because they want to. Every time they put on the talis, because they want to. They actually love and believe in Yiddishkeit more than the kids who stayed on the derech. Because regular kids who stay on the derech, no, go okay, and it's easier if you go right in front of it. Not bad. The kids who just go with the flow, they never have to make a decision. Do I want to be frum? Do I want to eat kosher? Do I want to? And the kids who go off and they come back, every single decision, they fight for it. They were eating treif and they make a decision to eat kosher. It's a battle, and they do it. They do it. They don't keep Shabbos. You know how hard it is to keep Shabbos again, and they do it. And Be'ezus Hashem, all of you and all of our KiPs should all do that, and we should see that, how they come back and they prove to the world how strong they are. To mamish the best and the brightest. So we just have to believe in them, and we have to look at it not just about them. What's our tafkid? Why is Hashem doing this to us? He's doing it to Klal Yisrael. And the Siva Shalom says that just like it says, Chanoich l'nar al pi darkoi, Chanoich l'dar al pi darkoi. There's a chinuch for every dar, for every generation. We're living in a dar of kips. We're such a percentage of families, and every day I get calls, heartbreaking. Today I just got a call, heartbreaking. Mamish, the Pe'er, the top kid all the years, who was the masmid, and they kept on telling him, you don't have to learn Ben Azdarim, and they would chill. No, he was so into learning, into Torah, and he's totally kaifer, doesn't believe in anything, so he says, no such thing, but so he says, and Machal Shabbos eating treif, and it's a nightmare. He's just a kid, and it's just like last year to this year, Mamish just severed, seems severed, disappeared. It's so painful, and it's happening to the dar. So it's not just about them and their journey. It's about us, the parents. It's about the siblings. It's about the community. Somehow that Hashem wants us to go through this, maybe to relearn the things that we forgot, the Ahavas Yisrael that we forgot, and it's a chance to, definitely, our big chance to make up for the sin of sinas chinam by showing Ahavas chinam and by really giving them our love, our acceptance, real Ahavas Yisrael. And I think we have to really realize that they're right. When they can't do things, they're right. We have to start taking their side. We have to start trusting our kids that we raised, good kids, Neshama, that are broken because of something. We have to trust them and attach them to us and never let go. And Be'ezus Hashem, we're all going to be Zaycha to a shnas of refuah and Yeshua for all our needs.